Okay, so welcome. Happy Saturday. Thank you for spending your Saturday with me. And I'm going to keep this to about 45 minutes. So I hope that timeline is okay for everybody who's coming on live. And if you're watching the replay, very excited that you've joined us for our Online Business Basics Masterclass. When I came up with this name, I actually kind of giggled a bit to myself because I thought basics and masterclass don't necessarily go together in one word. I don't know. But the truth is, this is kind of like the summary of everything you're going to want to have in place to launch or scale up your business. So maybe you haven't yet launched a business. You're kind of in that early stage. Maybe you're still in school. Maybe you have an idea on your heart. Perhaps you went through the idea to income challenge, in which case I would love to hear from you how that went for you. So maybe you're kind of in that ideation phase, or some of you have started and you've kind of soft launched a business and you're looking for the tools to basically scale that up quicker than you could do on your own. And so I hope that through this masterclass, I'm going to equip you with a lot of the things that I wish I knew when I launched a business. So that's why I'm calling it a masterclass, because I'm going to drill home a lot of awesome points for you. If you do have questions as we go, feel free to just type them in the chat box. I can log into the chat box and just check them every 10 minutes or so. So feel free to leave them there. We can always address them at the end when there's Q&A, and I would love to have you just provide feedback, ask your questions, get some answers while we're on live. Otherwise, feel free to connect with me after. So let's dive right on in. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know most of you on live probably met me through either a workshop that I've taught, perhaps you joined the Idea to Income Challenge and got to know me through there, or maybe you just found me on the Instagram, right? Nowadays, it's kind of crazy how quickly we can meet people and build trust with them and become friends. I've actually met so many of my friends, my new virtual assistant. I've met her through Instagram, and I feel like social media is truly an incredible platform for us to use to really better our lives and to grow our business as well. So a little bit about my background. So I am a holistic nutritionist by trade. So that's what I went to school for many, many years ago. And then I entered the corporate world after opening my own nutrition practice, realizing that it was tough to make money in the one-on-one consultations. And so I decided to go get some jobs, get some experience. So I worked in sales and in marketing and in human resources for some of Canada's top health food brands. And that was a really great way for me to stay in the industry, but to hone in on what my really truest passion was, which was business. And after many iterations, different jobs, and getting let go and realizing that there was no job security for me in these roles, I decided to launch into my own coaching and consulting business. And really that evolved into what is today called the Visionary Method. It's been a journey for me, okay? This has not happened overnight. Launching the Visionary Method was truly the culmination of what I've learned and my work experience and everything that I've studied over the last 10 years. And it's allowed me to really marry all of my passions into one core program, which I talk about all the time because I'm truly confident that it changes people's lives when they go through it. So that's a little bit about me. I adore the industry of coaching. So maybe some of you have worked with a coach before. Maybe it was a life coach, a health coach, a business coach. As soon as I started sitting down one-on-one with people out of nutrition school and having that ability to build relationships and to instill change in them and have them motivated to transform their life. At the time, it was one food at a time. I knew that this was an industry that I was obsessed with. I loved connecting with people and sharing tools, tips, and tricks that would make their lives easier. And of course, that progressed from talking to food and now to talking more about business, online marketing, and sales. But I truly believe that through coaching, everyone can reach their fullest potential. And so that's really why I am here today, is because I see how much quicker you can grow as a human being and as a business owner when you work with someone who sees your full potential and who wants to work alongside you to help you grow and to step into the person or the business owner that you're here to be. And in my own journey, working with a coach was truly transformational for me. So I have experience on both ends of the spectrum there. I've written down some of my belief statements because the whole reason why I launched this brand called Visionary Life was because I believe we can all have access to living our most visionary lives. I don't believe life has to feel hard, that we have to be unhappy every day. I truly believe that we should use our joy as a GPS. I say this all the time. The things that light you up are not random. They are things that you should be doing more of. They are the things that you should build an income stream related to, because if you can talk about something all day, every day, because it makes you so excited, I'm so confident that you could have a thriving business related to whatever that product or service is. And the whole way that I teach inside the Visionary Method and with my private clients and just my life philosophy is really about taking small baby steps every single day to build out something huge, okay? It's like when you ask someone, how did you build that $1 million business? The answer is usually one day at a time, right? Consistency, action taken over a long period of time will set you apart, right? Many of us have the abilities these days to start businesses, right? It's so easy to throw up a website or an Instagram account, but you know what separates the people who end up seeing massive profit and massive shifts out of that business versus the ones who quit is simply that one person was consistent over a longer period of time and one was sporadic. Maybe they posted like one blog post or tried to sell a program one time, and they didn't repeat the action, and it never compounded into something greater, something that could build into a full-time income. So I'm like the very realistic coach that is going to tell you, yeah, the formula is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. It is hard to take these actions, but I truly believe that when you get in the momentum of taking an action every day, your potential is unlimited, like completely, because that really does produce quantum leaps in our business and in our life. Now, the two concepts that I'm going to chat about today, because this is a business basics masterclass, I want to hone in on two things that you need to embody as a business owner, whether you're in the startup phase or you're still aspiring to be a business owner or to launch your own thing. These two things will set you apart from every other business owner when you can perfect and understand these two concepts. Okay, so the two concepts here are the heart of your business and the mechanic of your business. So when I say things like the mechanics of your business, these are things you need to do on a daily basis to keep the wheels turning, to keep your business running. These are going to be things like managing your finances, perfecting your leadership skills, coming up with a sales process, investing in marketing efforts, continually putting yourself out there, creating new content. These are mechanical things that no business can get away with not doing, right? And maybe it's investing in people, training people, coming up with different processes, refining, leaning out your costs, right? There's so many things that are involved. They're very mechanical. They take almost a certain brain, right? There's a book called Rocket Fuel, and it talks about these massively successful businesses. Take a business like Facebook or Apple. Usually they have two people at the top of the organization, a visionary, someone with all the ideas, and an integrator. Okay, so it's the combo of someone who's dreaming big, has the ideas, but is unable to implement them, with the integrator who's able to take those ideas, be very logistical about them, and get shit done. Well, this heart and mechanics concept is a little bit similar to that, okay? You, as your business owner in the early days, have to embody both of these. Mechanics is very much the project management, the getting the business tasks done. that make your business profitable, okay? So you should be spending about 70% of time on the mechanics, and we're going to dive into exactly what those are shortly. The other 30% of your time should be spent on the heart, on the soul, on you filling your own cup up so that you can pour into your audience or your target market or your customers. You maybe sharing your stories. Maybe it's you connecting one-on-one with people who are interested in learning more. Maybe it's you, it could be writing blog posts that are very expressive and showcase your personality. It could be creating different branding that's really reflective of the type of business owner that you are. There are so many things that could be the heart piece. And what I really want to drive in here, this is where you spend about 30% of your time, is that this is kind of more that visionary, that tap into your emotions. What do you want to set? How do you want to set your business apart? What is your past life experience or your strengths that you can totally infuse into your business? So for me, I call the Visionary Method a holistic business coaching program because I love to talk about the foods that we put into our body and the quality of sleep that we're getting and how that affects us as a business owner. So sometimes I show up and I just jam out on health and wellness and daily routines and lifestyle. And I just pour into my audience with a lot of that heart stuff. And yes, that's not mechanical. That's not very like task oriented. It's just me dreaming big, getting the ideas flowing. Maybe it's journaling around the next program that I'm looking to launch. This is that heart portion of your business. And I'm going to share 4 or maybe 5 different things that you can use to inspire the heart piece of your business. So that introduces what we're going to chat about today in our masterclass. So like I mentioned, you do need both heart and mechanics to run your business. And once you get both in place, once you find that balance and you understand that in the early days, you need to be embodying both of these characteristics, that kind of more analytical, get stuff done, have deadlines on things, that's mechanics. Heart is very much like give yourself grace, tap into what your audience is asking of you, writing really unique content. So just 2 different perspectives there. Most people tend to sway towards one versus the other, okay? So naturally, you may feel better about not putting due dates on things and not having a launch date for the program that you're creating. And that could mean that you're more of a visionary. If you're more of an integrator, you may just show up and you're really good at the sales process and you listen to everything that the marketing gurus say, but you forget to be a real person in your business and to take the time to respond to emails, connect with people on Facebook, okay? So let's dive in first to chatting more about what are the mechanics of your business. So I'm breaking it down into 6 different things that you're going to want to take notes on and really understand how these 6 key pillars can impact the success of your business. So number 1 is your leadership, okay? You are the Chief Visionary Officer or the CEO, whatever you want to call it, but in my world, it's the CVO. You are the Chief Visionary Officer of your business, okay? You're also the Chief Mechanical Officer, but let's call it the CVO. In this leadership position, you need to be ensuring that your business growth and development, your personal growth and development is a priority for you. Spending at least 2 to 3 hours per day, either listening to audio content, reading books on leadership and business, attending conferences, seminars. In your leadership position too, you need to come up with disciplined hours of your business, okay? When do you work? What structure do you work in? I talk all the time about creating a work environment that you can get stuff done in. So one of the first things that we do in the Visionary Method is create a home office or find a co-working space or create a little corner of your closet that you can get stuff done. That's where you show up for you and you prove to yourself that you're in this for the long haul and you're willing to take inspired action when you sit down in that space. It's really hard to keep that momentum rolling when you do work at your kitchen counter and your kids are in and out and then food spilled all over it. You need a space as a business owner to do your best work, okay? And I had one of my students message me the other day, a photo. She had created a space in her walk-in closet. And she said, it feels so good to come in here, to shut down, do my meditation, and then work on my business. And she had set up this like little table inside the office. She had her computer, her coffee mug, all her books stacked to the left of her. And she said, this is my space. When I need to escape from my family, from my husband, I come in here and I do my work. And I said, perfect, like way to be resourceful. So your leadership is really coming up with those different systems around being accountable to yourself. You don't have a boss looking over your shoulder when you get into business for yourself. You don't have someone doing performance reviews on you, which is amazing, but it's also a little bit scary. You don't have determined work hours or structure around your days. And so this is going to be something that's really important to set up before you even dive into the more nitty-gritty of marketing and sales and business plans, okay? So this is a topic that I'm very passionate about because I think it's overlooked, right? I want you to be in your best state, in your most organized and productive mindset, and really hone in on the skills that it takes to run a business before you even start running your business. Number 2 is creating a business plan, okay? So this is super important. As boring as it sounds, you're going to feel a lot more confident going into launching your business if you have a plan. And if you've proven to yourself that, hey, this could work. Financially, it makes sense. In terms of demographics and people who want my service, it makes sense. In terms of competition, it makes sense. In terms of the cost of what I'm selling, totally on par. A business plan is going to help you to really hash out those mechanical details that might feel overwhelming right now, but they don't have to be. As soon as you get this plan out there, you will know 100% whether this business is viable or not. In your business plan, you're also going to write out your mission statement, your vision, your core values. You hone in on your goals for the next 90 days, for the next 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. You're going to do a strengths and weakness, opportunity and threat analysis. So what are your strengths as a business owner? What are your weaknesses that you can ask for help on? What are the opportunities in the market right now? What are the threats? Are there any risks to your business? And I love teaching people how to make a business plan fun because I don't think it has to be daunting and boring. Number 3 is creating your offer. So you're going to spend time every single day either creating the offer that you're selling, whether that's a coaching program, a product, a service, no matter what it is, that is, of course, a key pillar that you need to be focusing on daily. And once you're done creating it, guess what? You're refining it, okay? So getting in the habit of devoting time, whether it's daily or weekly, to really having a fresh set of eyes on what you're selling and asking yourself, is this working? Is this what people want? If you only have 5 people enroll in the program throughout the year, is there something you could do to change it or tweak it or raise the price or lower the price or offer payment plans or communicate with different copy? I teach a whole element of copywriting inside the Visionary Method. How can you create and refine your offer every day so that you're continually keeping up with the demand of your audience? Number 4 is probably the biggest piece of your mechanics is marketing. In the early days, you should be spending over half of your time just marketing your business because without sales, you need to get out in front of more people, spread the message, make sure that more people know about your product or service. So when I talk marketing, I'm talking about building your website. I'm talking about having a social media strategy that brings in sales. I'm talking about your branding, like what are your colors, are your fonts. I'm talking about the printed materials that you have. So do you have business cards? Do you have something that you hand out to people at workshops? How do they, walk away with a resource that they can then hold on to? I'm talking about the marketing mix. So the product that you have, the place that people can find it, the price of it, And how do you promote it, right? Are you going through media outlets? Are you going through networking events? Are you doing one-on-one consultations? There's so much. So that's a whole big beast on its own. The fifth portion of that is sales of your business. This is a huge mechanical piece. You need to make sure that you've got a funnel where people find out about your business and you educate until they eventually make the sale with your business, right? And that's a process. I've learned so much through having a sales funnel. I know that sounds kind of intimidating, but through having a sales funnel, that it's tough to convert people into your business if you have no plan, okay? You may think that everyone's just going to come running when the doors open, but without some structure around how you educate people at each phase of the funnel, it can be really tough to actually make the sale. And so I love offering tips on how to make that process easier. And then number 6 is community management. This is one of my very favorite topics. I spend at least 2 weeks educating the students of the Visionary Method on building community. This is things like, how do you nurture relationships? Are you teaching an in-person or an online workshop that people can get to know you and like you and trust you from? Are you out doing networking events? Have you fostered partnerships, collaborations, relationships with key people in your industry and outside of your industry? People feel really overwhelmed when I talk about this type of thing, but it's usually just going to be 1 or 2 things that you take advantage of and start spending some time on to build your community. And eventually your reach just starts expanding, but never ignoring that community piece. These are the people who are going to be your first 1,000 true fans. So we want to make them a really key part of the family. Whatever brand, whatever business you're creating, bring them in, be part of your family, and nurture them. So that is the mechanical side of your business. And of course, there's so much there. I will explain a little bit more about the Visionary Method at the end and how we address all of these, because I know that it can be extremely intimidating to look at that list and think, okay, that's a lot that I need to be doing as a business owner. Where do I even begin, right? And that's where most people end up getting completely caught up. It's because they don't know where to start. They feel paralyzed on, okay, well, what do I do first? And so that's why I like to break it down for people into just 90 days. We'll get it all done together. Now let's talk a little bit about the heart piece of your business. So this is the part where you get to show up as you in your light in all the experience that you have, which is so unique, right? There are over 7 billion ways to build a business because there's 7 billion people on this earth. The heart piece is what's going to separate you from the rest, okay? Every market is saturated. I think we all know that, or you could call it saturated. Every business has already been created. There are millions of personal trainers already out there, nutritionists already out there, people who have a soap making business already out there, people who sell essential oils. Like everyone's been doing it, but they are not you. They are not practicing the same heart piece, that unique life experience, and they may not be doing it consistently. So the heart is really what can set you apart from everyone else out there. Many, many people have gone through a program like the Visionary Method or like Marie Forleo's B School. But despite the fact that everyone's learning the exact same material, some will thrive and others won't. Why is that? They were all given the exact same tools. Because some decided to play small. They decided to play safe. They decided to not show up for their community when they were having a bad day, right? And so this is an important part to nurture and to realize that the more you share and show up with transparency in your business, the quicker your business will grow, the more money you make, okay? So let's go through, what does this heart piece even mean? So what we're going to cover is number 1, thinking bigger. Number 2, shining brighter. Number 3, treating your business like a business. Number 4, investing in yourself and in the systems associated with your business. And 5, knowing your why, okay? So number 1 is to always think bigger as a business owner, okay? I know you're probably sitting there thinking that you have this great grand idea and it feels overwhelming, but I'm willing to bet that there's even something bigger that could be created from it. I'm showing you this picture here because this is my very last day of nutrition school. So I had just graduated as a holistic nutritionist. I was really excited because I thought, wow, I'm going to go work in a wellness clinic. And all my friends and I around this lunch table, we were talking about how we were all going to practice and either rent space or maybe meet in coffee shops and have this one-to-one model where we guided people on their nutrition. And what I didn't realize at the time was that I wasn't actually thinking that big. No one had challenged me on my vision. And that's okay because this is just where I was at in my journey. But the world of online and the world of group coaching and reaching people all across the planet, that never even occurred to me because I wasn't thinking big yet. It wasn't until I started practicing in this one-to-one model, sitting down with people inside of four walls, that I got this hit that how am I going to scale this up? And I think a few of the people in this photo too, they got the same hit because we all started building online around the same time. And I started thinking bigger. I started thinking, how could I get outside these four walls and work with multiple people at a time? How could I actually reach people outside of the city that I'm living in? How could I start to build connections with people who I've never even met before? And that's when things started taking off, okay? When my vision grew, my business grew. And so I want to challenge you to right away, is there a way that you can take this idea of yours and even imagine it one step bigger to the point where it kind of scares you a little bit? What would that look like? So something for you to think about. Number two, when you think about the heart piece of your business, I really want to encourage you to shine bright. This one may sound corny. It may sound silly. It may be kind of like, okay, well, what is she really saying here? When you show up as your truest self, when you share more of your personality, when you ask for what you want, when you're unapologetic about the business that you're trying to create, because you know in your heart you've got something to sell. When you start shining brighter, people notice, okay? I've got pictures here of a few people who inspire me. We've got Oprah Winfrey, who, when she tried to get into broadcast journalism, nobody else was doing it like her. She did not have an easy ride to get her first TV spot. She had to ask for what she wanted. She had to prove that she had a gift. She had to jump through a lot of different hoops for people to take her seriously, especially as a female in the industry at the time. But you see how because she was shining bright, she was relentless in the pursuit of showing people that this was meant for her. She was meant to be on TV and to inspire people. And it's only because she started shining bright and really putting herself out there that she's even the Oprah Winfrey that she is today. Same thing with Lady Gaga, right? She was unique at the time, had something different. She definitely wasn't following suit with like the traditional pop stars of the time. She was showing up and doing absurd things in her music videos and in her performances. But her being unapologetic in who she really was at her core, and she was not willing to change that for the industry, made her into one of the biggest celebrities of our time. And then I've got a picture of Mark Zuckerberg up there, the founder of Facebook. I mean, he's someone who, Facebook, nothing like it existed, right? You may think MySpace, that was similar, or AOL, or who knows what these other platforms. But he had a vision that was very different, that was unique for its time. And without shining his light and really expressing to people what this social connective platform was about, how it was going to revolutionize the world, he never would have gotten to where he was today. These people, they also suffer with confidence issues. They also suffer with belief issues. But every morning, they remind themselves to get up, shine a little bit brighter, and really see what you're capable of when you put yourself out there. So that's tip number 2 for you. Oh, I should have put this quote earlier. I had a client named Olivia, and she was a CSNN graduate. So that's the program that I went through at Holistic Nutrition School. And she had this similar thought process to me. She thought that being a health coach or nutritionist meant sitting in a wellness clinic, booking back-to-back consultations, doing admin work, and then leaving at the end of the day. She went through the visionary method and realized that she was able to actually create an online coaching business, which was what she was feeling called and pulled to do. And felt so equipped with the content creation, social media management, capturing leads, making sales, all of which was completely foreign to her. And by the end of it, she was actually able to leave her one-on-one and no longer does in-person consultations anymore. So super inspiring to hear someone who found success in thinking bigger. Again, that should have been paired with the other one, but when you're modifying a slide deck at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, sometimes things will get messed up. Okay, number 3. This one could totally correlate into the mechanics of your business, but it's also part of your heart as a business owner. That you need to treat your business like it's $1 million business. And I know that it's probably not there yet. That may be your financial goal, and I 1000% support that. And if that's the case, you need to start treating it like such right now, okay? It's not okay to leave things to chance in your business. It's not okay to have unstructured work hours. It's not okay to never take action on things. Can you imagine if you had all these goals for your business or in your corporate job and your manager said, okay, well, when are we going to get this stuff done? And you said, I don't know, when I feel like it. They'd be like, what are we paying you for? Okay. If you're $1 million CEO, $1 million business owner, you know what you're doing every single day? You're taking action. You're showing up. You're practicing discipline. You're being very strategic in where you spend your time, who you spend it with, what you're saying yes to. And in the early days, you say yes to everything. So you need to start practicing those principles right away. And I'm very, very passionate about educating people on that it's not okay, going back to the work environment, it's not okay to just show up at your kitchen table once a week and say, okay, I'm going to work on my business now. No, that's not the discipline of $1 million CEO. Invest time and energy into coming up with structure that allows you to be that CEO that you need to be in the long run, okay? So even in the early days, do what you say you're going to do. Be accountable to yourself and prove to yourself, like your confidence will be built when you say something like that. I'm going to accomplish this by Friday. You need to do it because that's what builds confidence. When you do what you say you're going to do, your confidence just keeps building. And then you realize that you truly are capable of building this business. Okay. So treat it like $1 million business. That means also rewarding yourself when you hit milestones, okay? When people launch their website or have their first $5,000 launch or whatever it is, I get on a call with them and I say, stop. We need to celebrate. If you had $1 million business and you hit a really big milestone, wouldn't you go out for dinner, treat your employees to, I don't know, like a nice lunch out or go skating for the afternoon? So what are you doing to reward yourself when you hit those baby milestones? If you don't celebrate yourself as a solopreneur, nobody celebrates you. It's kind of depressing. So I want to make sure that you treat this like it's an operating entity. You've got business hours, you've got structure, you get out of your pajamas to work on your business because that's what you want to show up as, and that's what you're conveying through your actions. Number 4, with the heart piece, is knowing that you're worth investing in. This is something I really struggled with. And I remember when I first launched the Visionary Method, I got on a call with my coach the day after, and I was so excited. I had just, brought a lot of people into the program, and it was amazing. I was about to create such impact on all these people's business and the trajectory of their lives. And I said, should I go ahead and cancel all my systems now? Like, should I take away the lead pages? Should I cancel my email marketing subscription? Should I cancel my assistant? I don't need her anymore. Should I get rid of my Pinterest girl who manages my Pinterest? I wanted to cancel everything. And she said, are you looking to downgrade your business? And I was like, well, no, but I just, I need to save some money and conserve. And she said, no, these are investments. You are not downgrading every time you launch a program. You need to continually upgrade, and that involves some dollars, okay? That involves some systems that require money. And I thought, right, like, why am I trying to bring myself back down? It was like I was trying to play safe again and not have any risk. And even just hiring a business coach is a massive, massive leap. But I'm telling you that until you feel worthy of investing in yourself, your business cannot be created with pennies. I will tell you, you can bootstrap your business. I've always used other income streams to pay for this business as it got up and running, but it required investment, okay? Not big things, but things that you know or are told by someone else, these will help you grow. You have to build your belief that you are worth investing in. I didn't for many years, and guess what? It took me 4 years to figure out how to build an email list. And then when I hired someone to help me with it, I was able to double it in like 2 weeks, okay? So investing in yourself helps you download or simplify what could take you years and years and years to figure out. You are worth it. That's why I say new mindset, new results, okay? As soon as you get out of that lack mindset, I don't have time, I don't have money. There are people just like you who are taking action and who are using their free time or creating free time to grow their business. Or maybe you've got multiple kids running around and you're like, I can't find time. Well, maybe do a kid swap, right? Your friend takes them on Tuesday nights and you get a night off, and then you take all the kids on Wednesday night. Like, that's your business times, Tuesday nights when the kids leave from 6 to 9. I don't know what that looks like for you, but shift your mindset. It's possible, but you do have to make that investment, either your time, your money, maybe saying no to more things so you can have time to spend on your business, but it is possible. And the last piece of really honing in on the heart piece of your business is knowing your why you do this, as well as having a strong vision for what you're creating. Without both of these things, it's really hard to get up each morning and do the things you know you need to do. Because if you're really foggy on why you're doing this, or maybe why it even matters to you, on the hard days, that's when you quit, right? On the days when people say something bad about your product or who criticize what you're doing, that's when you quit early and you never actualize your full potential, which is always really sad to me when people quit on themselves, knowing that they have something special and that they want to create a different lifestyle for them and their families, but they're not willing to come back to the why on the hard days. So getting clear on both of these things, will really help you. I've shared a few pictures here about my why. I know that there are some deep driving factors in why I want to have my own business and why I rise to do this every single day, even when someone says something bad about me or who criticizes my Instagram, or when I see other business coaches out there who are way more successful than me, who have 90,000 followers on Instagram and 4,000 people in their program, right? But when I come back to why I'm doing this, so that I can spend more time traveling, so I can spend more time with my husband, so I can spend more time with my family, my dog, doing things that really light me up, like cycling. These are why I'm doing it. I want the freedom and the flexibility and the financial means to be able to live my most visionary life, okay? This is why we call it the visionary method, because we all deserve to live that lifestyle, but we need to know that it doesn't always come easy. However, when you hone back in on that why, that vision, it's always easier to push through and to rise earlier than the rest of the house and work on your business, or to stay up later, or to go teach a workshop even when you're really tired. Come back to that why. Come back to that vision. If your vision is strong, there is no stopping you until it comes true. I promise you, and you will achieve it. But getting really clear on that vision is the hard part. And I always teach that right at the beginning of the visionary method. Ooh, it got really bright in here all of a sudden. One person's vision who I'm extremely inspired by, I actually just released a podcast episode, so you can go to your podcast app, search Visionary Life, and you'll see my interview with Erin, who founded a zero waste business called Hera & Co. But I've just written a testimonial, or I didn't write it. She wrote this testimonial that I wanted to put inside there. Just knowing that when you do get clear on your vision, your potential is unlimited. Erin is looking to make zero waste accessible to everyone. She's got an incredible selection of zero waste products because she's really passionate about not making climate change our reality and in saving the earth. She said something like in 11 years, climate change is going to be irreversible. And so it's very important that her vision right now is strong enough to educate hundreds of thousands of people on why zero waste is the lifestyle that we all need to adopt. And she's actually a graduate. She's graduating on Sunday from the program, and she's a Toronto girl and just has an incredible vision and set of goals on her heart that I know she's going to be wildly successful. You can buy all her products online. She also travels around and does some educational things. And she's just been such an incredible student because she went from 0 to 100% in 90 days. So just sharing that it's totally possible. Whatever you want to create is absolutely able to be your reality. So now that we've really summed up a lot of these mechanics and heart and these two pieces of your business that are so important for you to hone in on, I want to share a quote because you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. You might be feeling still a little bit nervous to launch this idea to the world. I mean, it's kind of terrifying, right? I want you to know that the tallest tree in the forest catches the most wind, okay? You as a business owner, as someone who's starting to become that chief visionary officer or that CVO or just the leader of your business, whether you haven't even started it or are just in the early stages, you have to grow, okay? You're going up and up and up. You are stepping into that power. You are continually learning how to become a better business owner and to grow this incredible opportunity. But as you do that, you start to stick out, okay? It becomes harder and more challenging to stay flush with the rest of the trees because you're growing, you're learning, you're advancing. And when you start to peak over the height of the rest of the trees, you're going to catch more wind. And what I mean by that is that people are going to say things about you. You're going to encounter roadblocks that might derail you. You are going to lose all your blogs or your website's going to crash and you're going to be traumatized. You're going to think you just made 5 sales and then realize that none of them actually registered through your e-commerce platform. As we start to grow taller, as we start to emerge as business owners and really hone in on this craft of the heart and the mechanics, you will catch more wind, okay? And it's tough. It can feel really hard. It can be extremely challenging to rise again after a tough day. But going back to that vision, going back to everything that I've shared, when you work on those skills and just practice the art of being a business owner and the art of building belief, you will be able to mitigate that wind and with a supportive community too. I just love that quote though, because in my own experience, I have definitely gone through that, catching a lot of wind, even when I didn't ask for it. So now I want to share, for those of you who haven't already joined, maybe you're watching the replay or on Facebook or here live on our Zoom call, I want to share a little bit more about the visionary method, because when I think about business basics, this is an essential. It's something that every startup or aspiring entrepreneur should go through, because it's going to save you time and it's going to save you money. Because I know the struggle of what it is to be sitting in a world of ideas and not know where to begin, or not think it's ever possible to leave your full-time job. But I'm here to say it is, because I've done it. And I've done it in a very slow, methodical, and strategic way. I didn't give up everything overnight. And that's not what I teach either. Although that's one way to do it, is just quit, go in on Monday, say I'm done, and then have the pressure to make it work, right? No plan B. Like I said, it can be a challenging journey, but the Visionary Method is a 90-day program that actually simplifies every tool that you need to get your business up and running, from idea all the way to profit. And we do this over 90 days because it's a great amount of time to stay motivated, to build momentum. If I did it over a year, a lot of people would drop off. But in that 90-day time frame, it's just the right amount to commit to yourself to say that over the next 3 months, I'm going to make the sacrifices needed to ensure that I'm setting my business up for success. In the program, I give you every single tool that you could possibly need to get your business up and running and make it profitable and see your first sales. And the reason why I created it was because I didn't want you to spend 5 years like I did trying to figure all of this world out. I know how difficult it can be. So one thing I love to share with people is every course that I've taken. I think I don't share this enough, that I've invested over $50,000 in my own learning in order to bring this program to life. I didn't just, come out of the womb knowing what I know now. I've studied it. I've spent thousands of hours learning. So these are the different programs that I've actually taken. I've done Marie Forleo's B School or Business School, the Copy Cure, which is all about writing. Clients on Demand. I talk about this program all the time. So if you're a health coach or looking to create an online program, this program, I wouldn't suggest buying it because it's very expensive, but I teach those principles in the Visionary Method. I've done a digital marketing certificate. I've gone through visual design, so I've taught myself graphic design. Amy Porterfield is one of my absolute mentors and is such a visionary of the online marketing world, and has taught me what I know about webinars and Facebook ads. And I've done a lot of development too on motivational interviewing. So how to talk to people, ask some questions to instill change. And James Clear is one of my idols as well. He has a course called the Habits Academy. So I did all this work so you don't have to. Now you can just download it, which I think is pretty freaking awesome. A lot of you have been asking who this program is for. Is the Visionary Method right for me? Is the question that I get on a daily basis. I really want to assure you that it is the perfect program for anyone who's feeling like they need guidance to launch their business. I don't want you to launch it in 2 years from now. I want you to have it up and running in 90 days. So if you're someone who wants to leave your full-time job, you want to feel more fulfilled in the work you do, you have more potential. Maybe you have your business and you're looking to increase sales and conversions. You want to get your email strategy up. You want to get your website built. And you want to be more creative and just wake up feeling like you do have joy again in your life. I know that feeling. I, at one point, dreaded going into my office job. I could not stand the manager I was working for. Nothing about the job lit me up. And all I wanted to do was work on my side hustles. And I didn't have time. And by the end of the day, I was exhausted. And so I know that feeling because I was there not too long ago. I know a lot of objections also come up when I share more about the program. People, they tend to come back with, they're not excuses, they're just limiting beliefs on why it's not a good time to start a business. But I will be front with people. I'm not the most graceful coach. I like to instill action and really inspire people and show them that there's never a good time, but the time is now to start. Even if you only have 30 minutes a week, okay? It is possible to get this business up and running. Because you know what's going to set you apart from the person who doesn't do that 30 minutes is a lot of time over the course of the year. And the great thing about this program is that I've helped you to overcome the money objection because I have a payment plan, because I know that's a huge thing. The time commitment, I give you lots and lots of time to work through the workbooks, and the program never expires, right? So you have it for life. But I know that lacking belief in yourself can be a huge reason why you never bring this business to life. And I don't want to see that stop you, because your family, your lifestyle, your health, every piece of you right now deserves more and deserves you to be in your fullest state, in your most confident state, in your happiest state, in order to create your most visionary future. Now, the cool thing is with the mechanic side, if that stressed you out a little bit and you're like, I don't know, like that's a lot of stuff when I need to start a business. In the Visionary Method, I've broken it down actually into just 6 modules for you. So I'm really delivering it on a silver platter here. And inside each module is a whole wealth of different workbooks, audio trainings, and video trainings. And then we meet to discuss them live. So I am active in this 90-day program with you. So here are the modules. I'll let you read through them on your own. First module is the best. Becoming the CVO is truly my favorite one. We got the business plan, crafting your world-changing offer, your marketing strategy, and then understanding your sales and showing up for your community. One of my absolute most incredible clients who has actually gone through a private coaching session with me, as well as done a full Visionary Method. Actually last weekend, she launched her very first workshop, and it was an intensive on meditation. She sold it out. She felt so lit up and was just glowing when I talked to her the next day. She said, I felt drained, but I know that I'm on the right path. And I'm just so proud to share a story like this of someone who never thought they would get up in public and share their heart and soul with the world, but how much of an impact she made. People emailed her after the workshop with these testimonials that blew my mind. And I thought, imagine you had played small and never hosted that workshop. No one would have been able to experience the benefits of meditation, to get to know you as a coach, to meet all those like-minded people in her home. It was honestly just the most rewarding thing for me to hear that I was able to help her to step into her light and shine brighter, right? One of our heart principles. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Visionary Method. I know I've already covered it a bit, but for those of you who might be interested, because we do start Monday, so I want to make sure that if you came on this webinar to learn more and now are thinking, yeah, I know I'm capable of this. I need someone to guide me through this with ease. I want to share that this program is going to transform your life. You're getting hundreds and hundreds of pages of workbooks, of trainings, all delivered through a Teachable module. So Teachable is just a great platform to take your learning online. We meet every other week as a group to chat about our challenges. And I can say from the last few rounds that I've run that the people who meet inside the group become lifelong friends, which is really cool. It is $8.97 Canadian, but I do offer payment plans as well. Rebecca is one of the current students that's graduating on Sunday. She has an incredible business. She actually shut down her brick and mortar and is taking her business entirely online. And so she just wrote this beautiful testimonial for me that I wanted to share with you. And I'm not going to read it out, but you can skim it. And one thing that was really unique about Rebecca was that she actually had so much business experience in the brick and mortar realm, but decided to take the leap to learn the elements of the Visionary Method because she wanted to learn how to have an online business. And I do share both principles, how to do brick and mortar, how to do online. But I find that a lot of people who are coming into the program, they do want an online element to their business. So Rebecca is absolutely a glowing light. You can go check her out on Instagram or on Facebook. I know she's going to be wildly successful in her future because she really followed the entire program and took so much action that she's already seen the results. So if you do want to sign up for the Visionary Method, I've got awesome bonuses, $587 worth. And then I've got a special one for anyone who is on the call live today. So these are the bonuses that come with the Visionary Method, no matter whether you choose the one-time payment plan or the 12 times payment plan. So valued at almost $600. I don't want you to miss out on these, but I will be taking the bonuses down today. Okay, so if you sign up tomorrow, unfortunately, you won't be getting any of these. And I don't want you to miss out on them because they're pretty valuable. Like I said, I recorded my podcast with one of our students, Erin, last night, which I just released. And she's getting that podcast blasted to thousands of listeners to grow her business and her audience. And I can't wait to see the results that come from that. So I would love to have you on my show and to feature your story at the end of our time together. I brought back one promo item. So for those of you who signed up last Monday, you're getting the Visionary Signature Necklace. But I did want to offer something special to any of you who showed up live for this training, and that's the Visionary Necklace. And it is an exclusive piece that I designed with someone who I know creates the most beautiful jewelry ever. And so anyone who does decide to enroll today and mentions the webinar, just shoot me an email after. I'd be happy to include this for you as well. But again, that's going to go away at the end of day. So make sure you take advantage of that. So if you want to know how to enroll in the Visionary Method, the easiest way is really just to go to kelseyrydell.com. And once you're on my website, you're just going to click the Visionary Method here, okay? So click the Visionary Method, and all you have to do is scroll down. You can either hit Enroll Today or scroll down to learn more about the program and the payment plans. And once you figure out whether you want to pay in full, the one-time amount, or if you'd like to do the 12-month payment plan, it costs a tiny bit more, just the interest that accrues for 12 months. But just choose which one is better for you. Tap it. My Moon Clerk will open up, and you'll just go through it from there, okay? So choose which one is right for you. You just do your name, email, and card details. I'll get an email, and then we'll get in touch right away. If you're feeling like you still have questions, I want to respect your time. I don't want to talk all day on this webinar. But if you would like to book a call with me, I am opening up my schedule today for anyone who still feels like they have questions. I know that this is a leap, right? For some of you, it's a leap of faith that this is going to work, that this is going to change the trajectory of your life, that in 90 days, you are going to be ready to make more profit from your business or get your first sales and have a plan to leave your other jobs that aren't fulfilling. Let's leave those behind, okay? By at least the midway through 2019, I want you to have created structure so that you're building the life you love. But if you're still wondering, like, is this program right for me? Am I ready for it? Like maybe you're still confused on your idea and you need to chat with me about whether or not you are at a good state to go through this. Maybe you have objections over the time you're going to need to spend. So I have opened up my calendar just for today only. I have some time slots that you can go on in, go to calendly.com/kelseyrydell/15, do that right after the call because I'm going to check in about 20 minutes to see if anyone booked, and I will make sure that I am around to answer your phone call and give you a ring today, okay? And answer any questions you have. Or if you need help enrolling too, I'd be happy to walk you through the process. If you do have questions, this is where you can find me. I believe most of you have my email address. And that is it, okay? So I'm so honored to have been here with you today. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I woke up having a bit of a rough morning this morning. I felt overwhelmed with work. I'm teaching all day tomorrow. I teach the business program at the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition. I'm in this launch phase right now. The overwhelm just really took me down, and I had a mini breakdown. But when I get to show up here and to do what I really love, which is coach people to live their most visionary lives and through building their most visionary business, that's what makes me feel whole. And I feel so much better than I did 2 hours ago. I know I still have an intense workload today, but I really appreciate being on here with you. And if I can do anything to help you bring this idea into reality and finally start building the life or the business that you know you're here to have, right? Life is too short to live an ordinary life. That's the whole concept of visionary life. I would love to support you on that journey. So please do reach out. If you need that link again, there it is. Copy it down. And I'm here for you. So thank you so much for your time. And I will see you guys very soon. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat group. I'll stay on for another couple minutes. Otherwise, happy Saturday. Go enjoy the day. Oh, and I see you've been looking at my keyboard this entire time. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Yeah, and I'll stick around just for a moment. If you have questions, post them on in the chat box. And you get to the chat, I believe, by just clicking the 3 dots. Yes, Kayleen, you are signed up. You are in. You'll be getting an email tomorrow from me because on Monday you'll be officially brought into the group and we will get started. And I believe you got the necklace promo too, which is pretty exciting. Anyone else have questions, comments, concerns? How can I help you? Just checking. You're welcome. I'm so glad. I'm very excited to work with you. It's going to be an amazing group. I can just feel the energy. Again, like the people in this program, they become like a mastermind of their own because you're all on this journey together. It's kind of invaluable. So I would say, just the friendships alone are worth the money. But yeah, especially if you're feeling like you need a network of people who are going to lift you up rather than try to keep you staying stuck. The people who are naysayers in your life, the only reason they say you can't start a business or you're not capable is because they've never done it, right? If I would have listened to the people who told me that having an online business was silly, that why am I wasting my time doing this? I never would have done, there was so many people who said that to me in the early phase and I had to tune them out. Thanks for joining, Sue. I really appreciate it. You're just forming your ideas, so this will be useful. Yeah, and you know what? This is a critical phase for you, I would say, to decide. Okay, I want you to decide on what idea you have formed in your head and start moving forward with it. And I know that can feel daunting, but you don't need more time to formulate your idea. You just need to decide on one, start taking action on it, and then watch how it evolves and something magical is created. We learn by doing. Is very much what I believe. I've had to change I've had many iterations of my business, but when I started taking that first action step is when I got more clear on the second, when I got more clear on the third. If you've been following me for a while, it's like, what? You used to talk about food all the time. I'm like, I know. Thank God I started doing that though, because that's what led me here. So it's never a mistake to start. If anything, that's just going to accelerate you. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up. I am going to be sending out the recording, and I hope you all have the most visionary day. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.